Hey gang, it is Tuesday morning. I hope you're having a good day. I've been meaning to do this video for quite a while, really since the first of the year and since we got the InBody 270 scale. Um, with all you guys really putting in the work and the effort with MEP League, I especially wanted to make sure that everyone understands what this new InBody scale is, why I got it, why I feel like it's a great add-on value to the zone and to what you guys can find out with your health and fitness. As far as scales go in general, I think a lot of you who've been around here a long time know that I'm not a big believer in focusing on weight and tracking weight and really getting hung up on the scale. I feel like too many people do that and they work really hard and they hop on the scale, and if they don't see those pounds go in the direction they want to go, they feel like, well, this was all for nothing. I failed. I didn't. I'm not accomplishing what I want to accomplish, and I simply don't agree with that. Weight's a part of your overall physical health, but it's not the most important part. It's really about what that weight is made up of. And that's why if I was going to get a scale, I was going to really invest, and it was a pretty sizable investment in something like the InBody that really can break down what your body is made of and do it the right way. I've had some of these scales in the past that, quite frankly, they're not bad, but they guesstimate. They guesstimate based on height. They guesstimate based on age and gender. This one doesn't do that. It's really comparable to a DEXA scan that you can get at clinics and hospitals. So that's why I invested in this. So what I wanted to take time to do today is to show you a quick little video from InBody that kind of gives you an overall view of what the InBody does, and then show you a couple sheets and show you what, we get this sheet out. It only takes 15 seconds, but what this is going to tell you and how I feel like tracking this throughout the year, especially right now that we've got that January special going on price-wise, why tracking this out every month is a really great value add for you guys, and I hope a lot of you will take advantage of it. So first, I just want to show you a quick video from InBody. I think it's only about a minute long. All right, so that just gives you a little bit of a general overview there that I wanted to show you. Let's get that out of the way here. And now, the next thing I want to show you, I'll share my desktop and I'll pull up the picture here. So these are two sample InBody sheets. So these are just two sample sheets of different people that have used the InBody, not necessarily here in the gym, but I think a really good comparison to make. So I'll just use my little arrow here. We're going to take a look at each segment on the sheet and kind of compare the two. So the top of this, it's just showing your weights. We got 130 pounds here. These are both female people, 5'8", 51, 5'7", 43. So pretty similar in age and physical, as far as height goes. 130 pounds weight here, 225 here, okay? It breaks down your weight. So we learn about your water weight, making sure that you have enough water in your body. Most of us don't have to worry about that quite yet, but it's always a good thing to know. So 60 pounds of water weight versus 100. Dry lean mass is the muscle and your skeletal system, bones and tendons and whatnot, in pounds. So 21.6, 36.6. And then body fat mass, that's how much fat you have in your body. as pounds, 48.7, 88.5. Okay, so here's where it starts to get interesting. So if we look at the muscle fat analysis, okay, so on this person, we have a weight of 130.3. These arrows and dash and arrow represent, it shows it as 100%. This 100% is kind of where you want to be for most of these things. This one we'll get into where obviously you might want to have a little more muscle, but this is kind of where you want these things to fall. This is a little bit too low. This is high. In some cases that's good, but we'll go over that. So this person's weight, okay, they're 130.3, okay, and they're 5'8". So they fall within the 100% that where you want to be range. Now we go over here. This person's 225.2. They're pretty far above the where you want to be as far as weight goes, okay? Which honestly is quite a few of us are going to fall somewhere above this dash, which is totally okay. Here's the interesting things. So when we compare the muscle, the skeletal muscle mass of the people, 42.6. So this person is below where they want to be as far as muscle goes. This person here is 76.7. They're quite a bit above where the where you want to be. They're actually stronger and have more muscle than that 100% range, which is where you want to be, which is a great thing. Okay, so yes, their weight is higher, but their muscle mass is higher. And then we get to body fat mass. This person, even though their weight is low, their muscle mass is low, their body fat is quite a bit higher than where they want to be. Okay, we look at this person, their body fat's high too, but they've got this. Here's the things that I want you to think about when it comes to comparing these two people. So picture a 5'8", 130-pound person. They're pretty slim. On the outside, they would look fit. You'd say, oh, they're pretty healthy. They're pretty fit. But when you break this down, their muscle mass is low. Their body fat is way up. You guys have heard me use the term skinny fat before. I would probably classify this person as skinny fat, much like myself before I got into fitness. I totally look like this. Some people don't get obese, but that doesn't mean they can't be unhealthy. And these are the things that the InBody scale is going to show you. And this person, okay, they would be considered overweight. All right. And a lot of people fall into this category. They would be considered overweight, but they have great skeletal muscle mass, right? So their weight's up, but their skeletal muscle mass is way up as well. So that is a really, really great thing. If I compare these two things to these people, I'm liking this person's stuff a lot more than I'm liking this person's readouts over here, okay? The next things we talk about as far as this part of the analysis, the muscle fat analysis, is the shape. All right. So let's look at the kind of far-ranging aspects of the shape of this. If someone is really high in weight, right, and they're really low in muscle, and they're really high in body fat, they're going to have a V-shaped readout. Okay, V-shaped readout is the worst readout. It's the one we don't want. Okay, people are going to start there. We're going to have a lot of people who are going to start there, and that's okay. But the V is what is the one we don't want. All right. On the far opposite end of that spectrum, the LeBron James, the Adrian Petersons, the really fit, healthy guys. All right. They might even be up in weight, but they're also going to be way up in muscle, and they're going to be down in fat. So those really athletic people, they're actually going to have a D shape. All right. Which is, some of us will want to shoot for a D shape. Some of us, that might not be a realistic goal, but that D shape is that really athletic build, that where your muscle mass percentage compared to 100% being kind of optimal, that muscle mass is above that. So you're really strong. You're stronger than your average bear, so to speak, and your body fat's way down. All right, let's talk more realistic of where most people are going to fall. Okay, this person is a C shape. All right. And really, so is this person, but they're a lot closer to an I, which is a great shape to have. An I is basically straight down. All right, we got a little bit of a C shape here. We got quite a bit of a C shape here. That's kind of that step above V. So we don't want that. All right. So both these people are C shaped. This person's a little bit more evened out. And then, like I said, an I shape would be straight down, regardless of where it is, straight down. Eyes looking pretty good, right? So some of us who maybe are a C to start, or a little bit deeper C, like this person might have a 3-month or a 6 months goal of, I want to get closer to an I. I want to bring this down. I want to bring this down. I want this to remain relatively stable where it is so I can get to an I shape. All right. Once we get past I, we start inching towards that D, if that makes sense to you guys. So both these people are sitting in that C range, which is really probably going to be most people when they first do this. Most of our members are probably going to be somewhere around that C or even V shape, which is totally okay. But that's why we're doing it. So we know what our body is made up of. And the fact that this person can be C, being above what would be the ideal weight. This person can be a C, and this person who's at an ideal weight is also a C. They both have things that they need to work on. This person's more about gaining muscle mass. This person's more about losing weight, specifically body fat weight. So those are things that we're going to look at when we do an InBody scan with you. The next line down here is obesity analysis, BMI. Most people are familiar with BMI. It stands for body mass index. BMI is kind of a throwout stat. If you look at the poster out on the wall outside my desk or outside my office, you will see an X through BMI. A lot of times BMI isn't a great tool because it's height and it's weight, and it doesn't take into consideration muscle. So going back to the LeBron James and the Adrian Petersons of the world, they're going to have a high BMI. But obviously, they're very athletically built. They just have a lot of muscle, and they weigh a lot for their height. So we don't spend a lot of time on BMI. This person, though, if you look at it, the skinny fat person, the term that I use, their BMI is normal. Okay, this person's above, but again, this person has the muscle mass. This person really, if I didn't know, if I was just guessing these two people, I'd say this person exercises and does strength and does some cardio. And this person probably doesn't do anything and was just naturally built with genetics that keeps their body thin regardless of what they do. So those are their BMIs. The body fat percentage, I think we all know body fat percentage is a big deal. We don't want a body fat percentage that is too high. Guys, the dash for a guy is going to be somewhere between 10 and 20% is going to be ideal. Women, it's somewhere between 20, 25 and 35, somewhere in that range. Okay, this person, even though they're thin, their body fat's really high. This person, even though they'd be considered overweight by looking at them or just looking at their weight, if we didn't know what was made up of their weight, they have basically the same body fat percentage, give or take 2%. All right, so very important piece to know. Yep, this is how much I weigh, but how much is muscle? How much is fat? Then we go down here. This is a very interesting piece. This is a segmental lean analysis. All right, let's look over at this right person first. All right, 100%, kind of the same thing here. 100% is what we want in each different segment of our body. 100% means you have the adequate muscle mass in that part of your body to sustain your body to be able to move and function without risk of injury. Okay, so this person, arms, they're at 135% for their arms. Quite honestly, I haven't seen a readout that high yet besides this person. That's awesome. My readout's not this high. So this person has very strong arms. Trunk, 115%. Right arm, 129. There's a little bit of a difference here, a little bit of a disparity, but nothing that we have to worry about too much, okay? We go to the legs, 106.7 and 105.8. Nice and similar. There's symmetry there and above 100%. So this person, just like we found out up here, this person has adequate muscle in every segment of their body to be able to function through the day, be able to exercise without us having to worry about, injury. Obviously, anyone can get hurt at any time, but just looking at this, we know that, hey, we don't need to worry from there's muscle there standpoint to support their body. Let's go over to the thin person, all right? Arms, 90.2. Their arms, they're under 100%. They need to add some muscle in their left arm. Their right arm, 94, a little better. They're probably right-handed, but still not great, not to 100. The legs, I'd be concerned with this person from a leg standpoint, from having them do plyometric moves. Their legs, 72.8 and 74.3. They need to do some strength training with their legs. If they were someone who tried to jump right into a plyometric program or tried to jump right into honestly a training, a distance running program, I'd look at this and say, you need to lift with your legs. We need to add some muscle to those legs, or they are not going to be able to sustain you through a running program or through a plyometric program. So very, very interesting to me. It really, to me, comes back to the, we're all kind of genetically born with a body type, an ectomorph, a mesomorph body type, and it's what we do with that body type. Yes, could we all maybe lose a little weight, or if we're really ectomorph and real skinny, could we gain a little? Yeah, but it's not about having the perfect body type. We're born with a certain body type. It's taking that body type, taking our lifestyle, taking our goals and how we want that to relate to our lifestyle, and doing the best with what we were given. And when I look at these two, this person right here is doing a great job. Yes, is there area for improvement? Sure. But they're doing a great job, even though, again, they would be considered overweight. And if you saw these two people on the sidewalk, you would, without having the education background of this, you would probably say, oh, that person's way healthier than this person. And it's simply not true by looking at this. The next big piece is it will give a recommendation, okay? So based on what it tells you, it'll say, hey, here's what you could stand to do if you want to get everything closer to 100%. So first on the left, this person, even though they're 5'8" and 130 pounds, which is pretty solid, they have a lot of fat. So it actually recommends, if they're wanting to get back to that optimal 100% range, losing 22 pounds of fat. But at the same time, they need to add lean body mass. They need to strength train. They need to add 8.4 pounds. So we're looking at a total shift of 12, what do we got? 14 pounds or so. So they need to add muscle and lose fat. If we go over to this person, for them to obviously get this down and get this down, it recommends that they'd want to lose 47.6. That doesn't mean they have to lose that many pounds. It just means, can they get close to that with keeping their lifestyle and just really what their own personal goals are, with keeping all that intact? This is the way they would want this to go. The great thing is lean body mass right here, their muscle mass, they don't have to do anything. This one's really about exercise, cardiovascular exercise, burning calories and having more calories go out and burn than come in, and make sure the things that come in are healthy. So that's the recommendation piece. This piece here, the basal metabolic rate. So this, again, it just tells you what your lean body mass is. One important part, actually, I don't want to skip by with lean body mass. We got 81.6 and 136.7. A great rule of thumb, especially for those of you who struggle to get enough protein, is if you do one of these, an InBody scan, is that you want to get at least 1 gram of protein for every pound of lean body mass. So this person, I tell them, hey, you should be getting 80 plus grams of protein a day. This person, 136 grams of protein a day to really sustain the muscle that you have. Especially this person that has a lot of muscle, we don't want to lose that as they try to lose weight. Basal metabolic rate. That is the calories your body burns on a day of really doing nothing, based on your height and your weight. This is how many calories that person burns without exercise, okay? So 1,168 calories. This person over here, 1,710 calories. So if we look at this person who wants to lose weight, let's say this person, yep, I want to lose this 47 pounds. These calories right here are the minimum that they really probably want to eat. They could maybe have a deficit a little bit below this, but you have to make sure you take into consideration exercise. So if they come in here and they're putting an hour in here, maybe they're even doing 2 classes, boy, this needs to be, probably closer to 2,000 calories to make sure they're giving their body the fuel that it needs to be able to perform. Because what you don't want to do is go too big of a deficit, and then the muscle starts getting eaten away. Yeah, we might lose some fat, and we could, depending on what how they tackle their nutrition. When you're trying to lose a substantial amount of weight, you might lose a little bit of muscle, but we certainly don't want to lose too much. So you want to make sure you keep those calories up here, and that you're fueling the right kind of calories at the right time. So for this person, it would be all about getting in the right calories at the right time. Are you eating an hour before a workout? Do you know what that workout's going to entail? Are you making sure that if it's strength, you're getting some protein in, and afterwards you're getting some healthy carbs and some more protein in, and really focusing on not just the what of the nutrition, but the when of the nutrition. This person here, they've got 1,168. So they're quite a bit lower that they need because they're lighter, But for them, we want to make sure that they're getting enough protein and enough carbs to fuel their workout, and enough protein and carbs, especially after, and some healthy fat after their workout, to make sure that we can get this muscle mass up. So that's really the what we talk about when we go through an in-body assessment like this. I wanted to make sure that you guys are all aware that this isn't just hopping on a scale and here's your body fat and here's some numbers that you're not going to understand. I take the time to go through this with you. I talk to you about these numbers over here, and here's kind of how you want to approach your nutrition. If you're working with Takoya, she is getting educated in this as well, so this can help her with you guys that are doing the dietitian work with Takoya. But I really feel like the InBody is a really great value add for you guys. As far as the pricing goes, when I bought this and I talked to InBody and I invested in it, and it's a big investment. Okay. If you go Google these places charge to hop on one of these, 30 to $50 a pop is kind of what I found. I need to pay this thing off, so I can't do it for free. But I wanted to give you guys a really great value, and I wanted to have it become something that you do monthly. So just for January, after January, this is going away, so you got to jump on this. Before the end of January, you can get 12 of these. So you can get January through December of this year for only $120. So that's 50% off my normal pricing, and it's only $10 a pop, which is borderline giving it away, but I just really feel that there's a huge value for you guys. So those of you who can afford that little bit extra offset of money here in January, I feel like it's really going to be healthy that we're going to schedule these out January, February, March, April, all the way through December. You're going to see what your body's doing, and especially right now at MEPLEAG, some of you guys are just going nuts and you're dialing in your food, and I see you tracking it and you're getting your workouts in. I want to see your before. I want to see what your body's made up now. So come March, when MEPLEAG's over, we can go, wow, look at what you did. Yeah, maybe your team got last place, or maybe you won. But personally, here's what you did. Here's how you changed your body. And that's why I invested in this. That's why it's not just about hopping on and saying, hey, what do you weigh now? What do you weigh then? Let's find out what you're made of. So I hope this helps. I hope more of you will consider taking advantage of the January deal. Again, it's 12 of these for $120, which is 50% off what it's going to be past January. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, talk to me during class. I think everybody who's done this so far is pretty open that they've done it. You can ask them kind of what they think of it. So far, the feedback I've been getting is great, and this is very eye-opening for people. So I hope more of you take advantage of it, and I hope you guys all have a great day. And again, I'm really proud of you for all your hard work, and I just want to provide another tool that'll hopefully tell you some things that you need to know, you want to know, help you stay accountable, and give you another metric and another thing that you can track so you can see how you are getting healthier, and that it's not just all about how much you weigh. Thanks for your energy, guys. Thanks for your effort, and we will see you later in the zone.